The Life and Sad Ending of Dinah Shore. Dinah Shore, born Fannie Rose Shore, was born on February 29, 1916, in Winchester, Tennessee, to Russian Jewish immigrant shopkeepers Anna and Solomon Shore. She had an elder sister 8 years her senior, Elizabeth, known as Bessie. When Fannie was 18 months old, she was stricken with polio. Her mother provided extensive care for her, which included regular therapeutic massage and a strict exercise program. She recovered but sustained a deformed foot and limp. Fannie loved to sing as a small child. Her mother, a contralto with operatic aspirations, encouraged her. Her father often took her to his store where she would perform impromptu songs for the customers. In 1924, the Shore family moved to McMinnville, Tennessee, where her father had opened a department store. By her 5th grade year, the family had moved to Nashville, where she completed elementary school. Although shy because of her limp, she became actively involved in sports, was a cheerleader at Nashville's Hume Fogg High School, and was involved in other activities. When Shore was 16, her mother died unexpectedly from a heart attack. Pursuing her education, Shore enrolled at Vanderbilt University, where she participated in many events and activities, including the Chi chapter of Alpha Epsilon Pi sorority. She graduated from the university in 1938 with a degree in sociology. She visited the Grand Ole Opry and made her radio debut on Nashville's WSM AM radio station. Shore decided to return to pursuing her career in singing, moving to New York City to audition for orchestras and radio stations. At first, she went there on a summer break from Vanderbilt, and after graduation, for good. In many of her auditions, she sang the popular song Dinah. When disc jockey Martin Block could not remember her name, he called her the Dinah Girl, and soon after the name stuck, becoming her stage name. She eventually was hired as a vocalist at a radio station, WNEW, where she sang with Frank Sinatra. She recorded and performed with the Xavier Cugat Orchestra and signed a recording contract with RCA Victor Records in 1940. In her music career in March 1939, Shore debuted on national radio on the Sunday afternoon CBS radio program, Ben Burney's Orchestra. In February 1940, she became a featured vocalist on the NBC radio program, The Chamber Music Society of Lower Basin Street, a showcase for traditional Dixieland and blues songs. With Shore, the program became so popular, it was moved from a 4:30 p.m. Sunday afternoon to a 9 p.m. Monday nighttime slot in September. She recorded with 2 Basin Street bands for RCA Victor. One of her records was the eponymous Dinah's Blues. Shore's singing came to the attention of Eddie Cantor. He signed her as a regular on his radio show, Time to Smile, in 1940. Shore credits him for teaching her self-confidence, comedic timing, and the ways of connecting with an audience. Cantor bought the rights to an unadapted Ukrainian folk song with new lyrics by Jack Lawrence for Shore to record for RCA Victor's Bluebird label. This song, Yes, My Darling Daughter, became her first major hit, selling 500,000 copies in weeks, which was unusual for that time. Shore soon became a successful singing star with her own radio show, Call for Music, which was broadcast on CBS from February 13, 1948 to April 16, 1948, and on NBC from April 20, 1948 to June 29, 1948. Also in 1943, she appeared in her first movie, Thank Your Lucky Stars, starring Cantor. She soon went to another radio show, Paul Whiteman Presents. During this time, the United States was involved in World War II, and Shore became a favorite with the troops. She had hits including Blues in the Night, Jim, You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To, and I'll Walk Alone, the first of her #1 hits. Blues in the Night sold over 1 million copies and was awarded a gold disc by the RIAA. Shore continued appearing in radio shows throughout the 1940s, including the Birdseye Open House and Ford Radio Show. In early 1946, she moved to a new label, the CBS-owned Columbia Records. At Columbia, Shore enjoyed the greatest commercial success of her recording career, starting with her first Columbia single release, Shoe Fly Pie and Apple Pan Dowdy, and peaking with the most popular song of 1948, Buttons and Bows, with Henri René and orchestra, which was #1 for 10 weeks. Other #1 hits at Columbia included The Gypsy and the Anniversary Song. In the 1940s, Shore returned to RCA Victor with a deal to record 100 sides for $1 million. The hits kept coming, but with less frequency, and were not charting as high as in the 40s. Dinah's biggest hits of this era were My Heart Cries for You and Sweet Violets, both peaking at #3 in 1951. In her acting career, soon after she moved to New York in 1937, age 21, Shore made her first television appearances on experimental broadcasts for NBC overstation W2XBS in New York, now WNBC. 12 years later, in 1949, she made her commercial television debut on The Ed Wynn Show from Los Angeles over CBS, and on Easter Sunday, 1950, made a guest appearance on Bob Hope's first network television show on NBC. After guest spots on many television shows, she was given her own program, The Dinah Shore Show, on NBC on November 27, 1951. In 1956, Shore won the first of her many Emmy Awards for the program, which was sponsored by Chevrolet. The sponsor's theme song, See You in the USA in Your Chevrolet, became the singer's signature piece. Also in 1956, Shore began hosting a monthly series of 1 full-hour, full-color spectaculars as part of NBC's The Chevy Show series. These proved so popular, the show was renamed The Dinah Shore Chevy Show the following season, with Shore becoming the full-time host, helming 3 of 4 weeks in the month. The Dinah Shore Chevy Show ran through 1960 to 1961 season, after which Chevrolet dropped sponsorship and Shore hosted a series of monthly broadcasts sponsored by the American Dairy Association and Green Stamps, simply called The Dinah Shore Show. Over 12 seasons from 1951 to 1963, Shore made 125 hour-long programs and 444 15-minute shows. She always ended her televised programs by throwing an enthusiastic kiss directly to the cameras and viewers and exclaiming "moi" to the audience. From 1970 through 1980, Shore hosted 2 daytime programs, Dinah's Place from 1970 to 1974 on NBC, and Dinah, later Dinah and Friends, in syndication from 1974 through 1980, and a third cable program from 1989 to 1992. Shore finished her television career hosting A Conversation with Dinah from 1989 to 1992 on the cable network TNN. This half-hour show consisted of one-on-one interviews with celebrities. Her last television special, Dinah Comes Home, brought Shore's career full circle, taking her back to the stage of the Grand Ole Opry, where she first visited some 60 years earlier. Shore won 9 Emmy Awards, a Peabody Award, and a Golden Globe Award. In her personal life, Shore was married to actor George Montgomery from 1943 to 1962. She gave birth to her daughter Melissa Ann Missy Montgomery in January 1948. Later, the couple adopted a son, John David Jody Montgomery. Missy Montgomery also became an actress. In the early 1970s, Shore had a happy 4-year public romance with actor Burt Reynolds, who was 20 years her junior. In the spring of 1993, Shore was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Sadly, she died of complications from the disease on February 24, 1994, at her home in Beverly Hills, California, 5 days before turning 78. Her body was cremated the same day. Some of the ashes were interned in 2 memorial sites: the Hillside Memorial Park Cemetery in Culver City, California, and Forest Lawn Cemetery in Cathedral City.